Today we are joined by the president of American Humane, the leading animal welfare organization in the United States. She has transformed the 155 years old non-profit organization into the world's largest animal welfare certifier, overseeing the care of more than 1 billion animals annually. Under her leadership, American Humane has received outstanding rating for transparency, accountability, and efficiency. American Humane is currently the world's largest animal welfare certifier, overseeing the care of 1 billion animals each year. This represents an increase of more than 2,000 in the number of animals protected each year during its tenure. She is an author, executive producer, and recognized animal advocate. She has received a prestigious award for her conservation efforts, including Loro Parques Gorilla Award. Robin Ganser, welcome to and thank you for joining us today to talk about animal welfare.
Thank you so much for having me on Wild Voices. It's so delightful being here. And I always enjoy my time in Loro Park. It's just a slice of heaven.
Okay. Robin, American Humane has a long history, but under your leadership, it has become the world's largest animal welfare certifier. What would you say has been the key to this transformation?
You know, as I think about American Humane Society and our international arm, Global Humane Society, our mission for almost 150 years has been to rescue, care, and protect animals. And we take that mission so seriously that we know that animal welfare has no geographic boundaries. So it doesn't mean that animal welfare stops just in the United States. In fact, we believe our science and evidence-based practices must be exported around the world. And so we're so proud to today stand before you protecting well over 1.5 billion animals.
Yeah.
That's billion with a B in 59 countries. And I'm so thrilled that we're able to ensure that those animals have a humane life, because that's something that we all share. Humane values, kindness, compassion, and love.
How does the concept of animal welfare improve since you became president of American Humane, Robin?
So our understanding of our mission has led for us to celebrate science and evidence-based practices. For each of our programs, we bring together the world's top scientific advisors who define what it is to be humane. So for me, I do not know the specifics around the caring for this beautiful parrot, right?
Yeah.
But we have the experts who do, and they define it. And then that allows our teams to go around the world to ensure that those animals are specifically cared for their species, and that they're able to exhibit their 5 freedoms and actually cooperate with the social contract that us humans have with all the animals for which we share the planet.
Yes, great. In relation to zoos and aquarium, Robin, why do you consider these centers important for animal conservation and welfare today?
You know, first of all, we are in a fight that most of us don't even know exists, and that's the fight against the 6th mass extinction, where more animals will pass away in our lifetime and in our children's lifetime that we can't even imagine. The very world in which we live in today, the interrelated relationships we have with ourselves and this beautiful earth, will not look the same 20 years from now with the loss of species and the biodiversity crisis. So at American Humane Society and Global Humane Society, we recognize that we have to celebrate the good work of zoos and aquariums around the world, because they are on the front lines as warriors fighting against the 6th mass extinction.
Yeah.
It's extremely important to uplift incredible zoos and aquariums like Loro Park right here that we're in today, because the good work saving species begins here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, with this fight that we intend to be partners with all the good zoos and aquariums, we intend to win. We intend to save species from extinction, and we intend to save animals one at a time.
What is American Humane's specific role in certifying and monitoring zoos and aquarium, Robin?
Well, a couple of years ago, we had this incredible idea that zoos and aquariums needed to be supported and uplifted against the fight of misinformation. There's so much misinformation out there. And we thought, who better to fight that than American Humane Society and Global Humane Society? So we created our Zoo and Aquarium certification program that now exists in 59 countries, where we've uplifted the great zoos and aquariums with solid science and evidence-based practices. We're there as an independent third-party verifier. So when families come, moms like me, come to a beautiful zoo such as Laura Park, I know that the animals in its care are humanely treated. And that means I can celebrate conservation with my family and pass on my family values to the next generation.
Robin, what achievement are you the most proud of during your time at American Humane?
I am so proud of all of our leaders and our work on the front lines of protecting animals in all different types of environments. We had the largest farm animal certification in the entire world. We had the only independent third-party certifier for zoos and aquariums in the entire world. We certify movie and entertainment sets. We're the only ones who do this officially around the world. So as I look at all those incredible achievements and accomplishments that we've done in my tenure, 15 years as CEO, I am most proud of two things. May I share? I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Within 8 days of this spring, I had the privilege and the honor of celebrating 2 sanctuaries for animal protection. One was in Palm City, Florida, my beautiful home. And there we have an animal sanctuary on the front lines of providing service dogs for wounded warriors, caring for animals that are rescued in times of disaster and crisis. Very near and dear to my heart. 8 days later, I found myself on the continent of Africa, in South Africa, opening and doing the ribbon cutting for the Brad and Alice Andrews Preserve, which is part of a biodiversity corridor where we'll be able to save black and white rhino and elephants from extinction. So in the matter of 8 days, dreams came true on 2 different continents for animal protection. And it happens when you're a fighter for the animals. And I ask everyone who's listening to join us.
I love your passion when you talk about the animal, Robin. It's great. But what do you think about the role of activists today?
I'm an activist. I'm an activist for the animals. What we have done is given up our bullhorn and allowed extremists to come in who are not rooted in science or evidence-based practices and who are not rooted in the love for animals. And they do not bring humane solutions. I am an activist. I lead an organization around the world that for almost 150 years has been on the front lines advocating for animal and humane protections. So when I think about the word activist, I think it's the extremist providing the misinformation. And I encourage everyone in the general public, and particularly those with the heavy mantle of responsibility, making and driving public policy, to look for the organizations who are the true advocates, who are the true activists, bringing science and evidence-based practices to public policy. Only then will we be able to deliver on our social contract with animals, which is allowing an animal to exhibit its 5 freedoms, to be safe from hunger and thirst and pain. And it's the true activists who understand what that means because it's rooted in science. Those extremists are ridiculous.
I agree with you. You received the Gorillas Award from Laura Park. What does this recognition mean to you, and how do you think about it contribute to animal welfare, Robin?
I am so deeply honored to be a recipient of the Gorilla Prize. As soon as you come into my house in Florida, you see the Gorilla Prize in the front entryway. That's how near and dear and important it is to me. I have it showcased as soon as you come into my home because it just is a source of daily inspiration. it isn't something that is part of my past. The Gorilla Prize recognizes that and reminds me daily that I must maintain my passion and energy for the future. It requires, when you're a recipient of such a prestigious prize, that you do even more every single day to inspire others to make a better world for animals.
We are talking with Robin Ganser, the president of American Humane. You are now in Tenerife because to select the winner of the Wolfgang Kiesling Award, which will be presented in ceremony in Washington the next September. There were more than 60 candidates this year. What will you highlight from the projects that were submitted?
Oh my goodness. So we spent the best time in deliberations exploring the backgrounds, the passions, the interests of 60 remarkable conservationists, people who have spent their entire lives and careers on the front lines for animal protection of some of the most majestic and charismatic species. What I absolutely love about the International Kiesling Prize for Species Conservation is it recognizes one of my own personal heroes. Mr. Kiesling is a gentleman who has incredible passion and energy to saving species. He's lived his life on the front lines as a warrior to be a voice for those animals who've had no voice. And he's been there, and he actually does this work with such passion to this very day. For me, it's a great privilege to recognize him by awarding a prize to those people who are joining him in this prestigious fight. So the deliberations were remarkable. We have incredible candidates. All 60 of them have remarkable passion, energy, expertise. They're working all over the world for some of the most amazing creatures. And I shall not reveal the finalists today. I know you want me to, but I won't. But they're amazing individuals, and they represent the best in the space of conservation.
Do you need? Do you think this world needs more Wolfgang Kiesling?
If we had more Wolfgang Kieslings in the world, we would have already won the war against the sixth mass extinction. We would already be winners. So do I agree? Absolutely. We would not have a biodiversity crisis if we had more Wolfgang Kieslings. So what I do is I utilize this platform of having this incredible international prize to inspire the next generation so that we can raise up more Wolfgang Kieslings and this fight that we must do for the animals.
Great. Robin, looking ahead, what are American Humane's next goals or initiative that you are currently working on?
Oh, we are working and driving energy towards our Humane 2030 strategic plan. And it's about protecting billions of animals each and every year across a whole series of platforms of our programmatic work. It's about adding more to our biodiversity corridors. It's about protecting species. It's about bringing more science-based solutions in all of the work that we do. So I'm very excited about our Humane 2030 plan. I'm also excited about our series of movies, documentaries that highlight these incredible animals facing extinction. And you can see Mr. Kiesling's passion in our Escape from Extinction 2 Rewilding. You hear from him directly when he says, the world can be recuperated. That's his passion and his energy that we celebrate, and we're working together on Escape from Extinction 3. Opportunities to educate the world abound, and it's American Humane and global humane society that stands at the forefront.
Right. Robin Ganser, President of American Humane. Thank you.
Thank you so much.